Guys, welcome to this week's episode called The Vault. And it's called that because we are installing the concrete box down below me. Let me tell you something real fast in case you don't know. Our vault is an engineered 8 foot by 8 foot by 8 foot concrete box with a doorway that goes underneath me to create the grotto. The grotto is a super cool place for people to hang out behind, underneath, or beside a waterfall, something like that. Anyways, now you know what a grotto is, what the vault is. Let's talk about what's gonna be going on in this week's video. I'm gonna take you on a journey of installation today. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from what we had as the existing wetland, and we're gonna rip the end of the wetland out, and we're gonna install the liners, the vault, and the framing rocks all the way up to this, and we're gonna create this berm. So basically we're gonna create this elevation up towards my house. We're gonna get crushed by rain at the end. That will definitely define the finish line because monsoon happened for a week straight, but this is the journey that you will follow. I'm also gonna share with you in this video a little bit of commentary about why this is the method that I've leaned towards. I've worked with grottos on a lot of different projects with a lot of different companies, and along the way what I've learned is the things that I liked and the things that I didn't like. And as everything else in our oasis, I integrated all of my favorite things into this project. By the way, thanks for coming out and spending a little time with us on our channel. Thanks for hanging out in the oasis. I'm John Adams with Modern Design Aquascaping, and our team builds world-class ponds, fountains, and waterfalls out of natural stone and wood. And it is my goal to inspire and educate the world about ponds and water features. Thanks for sharing our journey, guys. Let's get right into it. All right, let's film then. Let's talk grotto. The goal is the water from the swim pond will eventually come across a waterfall and create our negative edge off the top of this grotto. Height of grotto, you can see the 2x4s running along the stonework on the side of my house over here. The water level is just at the bottom of those 2x4s. What's gonna happen is the top of the grotto is gonna be sunken down to probably here-ish, and the water from the wetland is actually going to flow back in. It's going to look like a seamless part of the wetland. We have 2 tractor trailer loads of massive 3 to 5 ton boulders coming in to create the facade on the front. Guys, the grotto is something for the grandkids. It's another thing where the kids can swim right up through this thing, under the waterfall, and get back into this little cave area that we're creating for them. I got a lot of good ideas about what I'm going to do inside. You'll have to keep watching to find out what those are.
So you guys should know, when we installed this wetland, we did it with the intentions of adding the grotto later. We knew where we were going with this. So this was the reason we left a long liner rolled up in the back of the wetland during the construction of the wetland filter. We rolled the liner up real tight and we wrapped it in rock padding, literally just buried it in the earth behind the wetland filter. So the first part of the plan is for the team to drain the wetland all the way down to the gravel. That will enable them to remove the boulders and disassemble the rock wall at the back of the wetland and expose all of the extra liner that we've got hiding back there. You all can see how much time our crew spent cleaning and inspecting the liner that was rolled up behind the boulders. This small detail cannot be taken lightly. This should be done by someone you trust 110% because there's no getting back to this area later.
All right, all I want to stop for a minute and share with you guys what's been going on. You've seen the footage of the team spent a lot of time today making a seam through the center here. You want to talk about an integral, important part of a project? The seam is literally directly under the center of the grotto. The reason for this entire thing is because we want the grotto to be sunken down. It's an extension of the wetland filter. We want the waterfall falling into deeper water so that the kids and fish can swim right under the waterfall and into the actual grotto itself. Something a little different we wanted to do. We did not have enough liner to do an overlap anywhere, so they were forced to seam a long piece on across this entire thing. Luckily, we saved a little bit rolled up from the end of the liner roll when we put the wetland in, and that was hidden behind this thing. But man, they did it, they nailed it. Everything is right. The process of what's going on here with the installation of the grotto, there's rock pad underneath. The liner is then installed with lots of extra in every direction. Another layer of rock pad on the inside, and we have overdug this. We figured out our elevations and where they needed to be with the height of the grotto to leave ourselves 9 inches to build on top to get us up to a perfect water level with what's going on, so that we've got the right height to create our negative edge from the swim pond above. We're putting another piece of rock pad on top of this gravel. We got a 6 to 9 inch leeway for gravel inside of here to just create a nice wide foundation, so there's no chance of any pinpoint sharp objects underneath. The vault weighs 12 tons without the lid on it, so it's heavy. It's going to sit right on top of this gravel. The weight will spread out evenly. We're going to get it nice and level in here, and then we'll just be able to backfill with gravel. You guys watch the rest of it happen. It's going to be easier than you thought it was going to be. It's really sounds easy if you say it fast. That's all I got. Guys, check out this retaining wall. These boulders are so awesome. Handpicked in the mountains. I had such a good time with this, and I do believe it was a good decision. This rock is like 7.5 feet long, 4 feet tall. What a piece of retention. It looks insane from down there. The grotto's coming along awesome. We chose to do one tall vertical spire on one side of it, and then we're gonna break up a multi-level on the other side because I didn't want it to look like two bookends. So that you're gonna see our methodology here. Let's talk about what happened yesterday and the way you see things going together. We're setting and shoring up the stones around the outside of the grotto. We've chosen to backfill with gravel and a bunch of junk rock that we've had over the course of time. I've just been accumulating it for a day just like today. We decided to use that for our backfill inside the liner because it gives us a more stable base to set our rock on versus rolling the liner up and filling with soil in the back. I want to make 100% sure that none of these rocks settle over the course of time. We're putting them exactly where we want them, and that's where we want them to stay. So we set a cool bench rock in the back and the inside of here. We got a log in the corner with some decorations to get started, stuff we didn't really want to have to carry in. And now it's rock work. We're doing retention on both sides. Concerns now are that as we build up here, we have to treat this like any other waterfall. When we create the negative edge from the swim pond, we're actually gonna have to take a piece of liner and build on top of the vault, a stream basically on top of this whole feature that will then attach with the termination strip to the front of the vault and allow the water to spill over the top. Anything that leaks out over the sides, we're leaving areas where water can infiltrate back in. So if anything squeaks out along the edge in the front right here, it's all way within the parameters of the liner. And do me a favor, guys, if you got any questions, anything you're wondering about, put it down there in the comment section. I'd love to interact with you about this. It's super exciting for us and the team. Thanks, Franco, for coming out and joining us on this project. It's been an absolutely awesome portion of our feature. And when we get done with this here in the next couple days, we've got one more chunk left back there, guys. Stay tuned, stick with us. John G out.